It's time. Leap of faith. Are you ready? Hi there. I'm Julie Turner at Julieturner.ca, and today's weekly reading is all about having faith, taking that leap of faith. It's just time. So, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the moon, a little bit about numerology, and we're going to go into the card reading. So, tomorrow is Thursday, October 1st, and it is a full moon. It's a full moon in Aries, and it's a harvest moon. And as I've talked about many times before, full moon is a time to make your list of things that you no longer need in your life. And then at the end, at the full moon, you rip that paper up and it's time to get rid of it. You can rip it up, you can burn it, whatever works for you. I don't tend to like fire, so I rip mine up. But as you're making that list, it's really important to have clarity about what you do want in your life. So like I said, it's time to get rid of things that you don't want. But the problem is that often we just think about what we don't want. We don't necessarily think about what we do want. So maybe first make a list of the things that you want in your life, that you want to bring into your life. And then think about the things that don't actually make sense, that you don't, foster those things being in your life. Get rid of them. It's a full moon. It's time to do that. It is also a new month of October. And it is a 5-month in numerology. So last month was a 4-month. September was all about building our foundations, figuring out what our foundations are in all of our aspects of our life, our health, our relationships, our finances, whatever the case may be. What are the foundations? Now, the number 5 month is time to be the visionary. It's the feeling of freedom. The number 5 is always an overwhelming feeling of freedom to me and of kind of breaking those chains and taking a leap of faith. So that's the number 5. Possibly think about ways that you can put the things into your life that you figured out are your foundations. And some of them might not be currently in your life. You kind of want, maybe you want better health, or you want a different job, or you want better finances. And you're like, okay, now I know that I want this, but you're not actually taking any action steps. So the month of October, the number 5, is all about what are those action steps and starting to just break out and just do them. Again, leap of faith, which brings me to the cards. So I'm using my Muse deck today. One of the decks that I'm using is the Muse deck, and I love this deck. So I was shuffling it, kind of doing a pre-shuffle in preparation, and 3 cards jumped out. And I thought, well, this is just too perfect because it goes along with it. So the first card that jumped out, where's my camera, is called the Fool. I don't know if you can see that card really well, but I love the Fool. And the name of it isn't a wonderful name possibly, but it says so much. Just see how happy she is, and she's just strolling. She's on sand here, and there's this abyss underneath her. And then there's another piece of sand, but she's gonna be fine. She doesn't need to know about the abyss underneath her. And that's what it's about. It's the leap of faith. It's a new beginning. So all these things that we've been figuring out in 2020, which has been a very interesting and difficult year for a lot of people, it's time for that new beginning. It's fall, it's harvest time. Remember harvest moon? Remember getting rid of the stuff that you no longer need? So this Fool speaks of, you don't actually need to know. You need to move forward optimistically. That just makes me think of so many clients that I work with. And I often say, and it's not my words, it's somebody else's, wish I could remember where I got it from, that you either need to be tightened or you need to be loosened. And a lot of my clients need to be loosened. And they're so busy analyzing why things happen to them in their life that they're not moving forward. And it's time to just walk forward. You don't need to know. See, you can safely get across even though you don't know that there's an abyss underneath you. Who cares? Move forward. Next card that came out goes right after that card, and this is the order they came out. So this is the Justice card. And this Justice card it's all about fairness. It's all about being ethical. It's about responsibility as well. And I kind of want to briefly talk about responsibility. So many people think that responsibility is, I said something, I'm going to stick to it till the end of my days. But the fact is, hopefully, you're learning new things. Hopefully, you're progressing. So responsibility isn't about sticking to everything that you ever said. It's about moving forward in a way that's healthy, that's responsible for yourself and the people around you. Now, I know it's like, oh, but you have to stick to what you say. A, I don't believe that that's always true. But B, sometimes you say something and then it's actually not in your best interest or the people that you care about. But you have this stubborn mentality that you have to be loyal to those words that you said. As long as you're doing it ethically and diplomatically and saying, hey, you know what, I learned some new stuff and that's no longer relevant for my life, that's okay. It's not only okay, it's freaking beautiful, and it's the way that you should be. Leap of faith. All right, the last card. The last card that fell out when I was shuffling my muse deck is the magician. So the magician is the creator, the manifester. And for those of you out there, if you're still listening and you're like, manifestation, what is that? Manifestation simply means that you actually know what you want and you put your energies towards it. And that means the way that you speak, the way that you act, the way that you live. If you want better health, but you're out every night partying and eating junk, you may still want better health and you might truly want that, but you're not actually moving towards it. So you might be going to the gym and you might be doing all this other stuff, but you're not truly living in congruence with what you want. And that's what manifestation is all about, is being congruent, body, mind, soul, with what it is that you want. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Awesome. So we got all these things. We got the Fool. Just do it. Just move forward. We got Justice. Do it responsibly. Do it with ethics. But freaking do it. Now we're going to do a guidance card. Clear the deck for you guys. Now I haven't shuffled this deck, so hopefully something pops out really quickly, because I know you guys don't want to sit and watch me shuffle. I don't really want to just hang out and shuffle either. So, all right. So we've got the Ice Queen. So she came out upside down, so I'm going to show it to you upside down. So we got the Ice Queen here, which is entitlement. It's inactive. It's ideas that are preserved. But she's upside down. So whenever something's upside down, it means that you're challenging it. So you're challenging your sense of entitlement. I think we're all kind of starting to challenge our sense of entitlement. That's actually really interesting, because for many, many years, we have perceived that we're owed certain things, that life is just as it is, our world is just as it is, and now we're kind of in a state of challenging that all the time. When I'm working with clients, often one of the big issues is that they're utilizing things that they already know to try and move forward into their future. And the fact is that we kind of have to move forward from the things that we know. And I'm trying to figure out how to articulate this as we go. But sometimes you perceive you know something and you don't. You've learned something, you've believed something, but you don't actually know it truly. So you kind of have to go, maybe I don't know anything, and allow yourself to see things for the first time. So maybe you're entering a new job or a new situation, whether that's friendship, relationship, romantically, and you're like, I know how this goes. No, you don't. You don't know how this goes. Stop saying I know how this goes, because you simply don't. You're not entitled to anything, including your past beliefs. Start seeing things with new eyes. This is just kind of coming to me as we go. Fairness and balance, keeper of the scales. This is kind of, don't worry about it. It will all be okay. I hope that makes sense for you guys. I know I just I talk a lot sometimes. This is the energy you're going to need to be in so that you can take that leap of faith, so that you can challenge all of your past beliefs, especially the one that, I know how this goes. If you ever say that sentence, you don't. Seldom do we know how everything goes, because the fact is that it's different people, and even if it's the same person, you don't know what they've learned. You don't know how they've changed. You don't know what their life has been. So you don't know. We simply don't know. being able to open our heart, our mind, and walk into a situation, not completely naive, but willing. Willing is really important. Okay, we're getting a lot of fairness here today. So this is the energy that we need to be in moving forward in our leap of faith. And again, we've got the fairness card, just a different deck. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. All right, so to recoup, you don't need to know. Stop thinking you need to know. Justice. Do it with responsibility, but responsibility to yourself and to the people around you, not responsibility to your past and what you've believed and what you've said in the past. Know that you are a creator. You can create exactly the life that you truly want. Please know that. Challenge your entitlement. Let's hold her upside down because she was upside down. You're challenging it. So you're challenging your entitlement. You're challenging the ideas that you have. Just move forward. And do it with fairness, knowing that the situation at hand will be handled with fairness, always. Another card for fairness. Just fairness, fairness. Take a leap of faith. Thank you guys so much. Don't forget to make your list for the full moon, things that you want to get rid of. Just be clear about what you want in your life so that you know what you want to get rid of. If you need a full reading or even a mini reading from me, please reach out, Julieturner.ca. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time today and have a great one.